As Thanksgiving is upon us, I realize I don't think we have a turkey-based Pokemon, but welcome back to some Pokemon. Now, I have some Dragon card challenges for the first time since I've started trying to complete all the daily challenges, which means I did not have a Dragon-type deck. So I figured this would be a good opportunity to take a crack at the deck that you guys have seen show up a couple times now in the expanded format ever since Cosmic Eclipse came out. So this is again another example of I haven't done any research, I'm just basing this off of what I've seen, and we'll see if I put it together properly. So, this deck is entirely based around Ultra Necrozma. It can do 170 damage for only 2 energy and discard an energy from the opponent's active Pokemon, but this only works if our opponent has 2 or fewer prize cards remaining. How do we get around that? We block abilities. We have 2 different ways of doing that. We've got Garbodor, which as long as it has a Pokemon tool card attached to it, each Pokemon in play has no abilities. So that would give our Ultra Necrozma free reign to attack. We also have 4 copies of Silent Lab. Typically you only see like 3 copies of Stadium in the deck, but seeing as this is crucial to getting our setup going, I'm running 4. This blocks all abilities of basic Pokemon specifically. Another card that I think is just stupid in this deck is from Cosmic Eclipse, which is Guzma and Hala. Here, I'll show you my foil shiny version, which is search your deck for a Stadium card, and when you play this card, you may discard 2 other cards in your hand. If you do, you may also search for a tool and special energy. If you get this supporter in your opening hand, you literally have your entire setup right there in a single card. Guzma and Hala is insane in this deck in terms of how quickly it helps get the deck set up. Because we get our Float Stone to, if we have the wrong active Pokemon, we can retreat that. We obviously get Silent Lab, our Stadium, and then we get the only energy we have in the deck, which is Double Dragon Energy, in order to attack. So with all that out of the way, let's take a look at some other stuff we've got. We've got 4 Shuffle supporters. Because of how little this deck needs, I'm trying something a little risky here, and as you can see, I don't really have that many supporters in this deck. All I have is Cynthia and the Guzma and Hala. I don't know if that is the right way to go. I definitely have quite a lot of items in here, but I'm thinking if I can get that turn 1 setup that I need, then I won't really need to see much else from the deck. In terms of Pokemon search, I've got Nest Ball and Ultra Ball. So Nest Ball will get me a basic, but I have to put it on the bench. Ultra Ball gets me whatever I want. I've got Float Stone for Garbodor and to retreat anything. I've also got a couple of Beastite, which I thought might help a little bit, where this only works when it's attached to an Ultra Beast, but it does 10 more damage to my opponent's active for each prize card I've taken, so that will just help capitalize on my momentum if I start knocking out some Pokemon there. We've got Special Charge to help get our special energies back into our deck if they get discarded. We've got Rescue Stretcher to help get our Ultra Necrozmas back if they get discarded. Pokegear is something I have not put in a deck yet. This lets you look at the top 7 cards of your deck, reveal a supporter there, and put it into your hand. The reason I decided to run this is 1, because of my low amount of supporters, but 2, this is kind of like the Honchkrow GX deck that you guys have seen, where the whole point of this deck is to get it set up on turn 1. Like, that's how it functions. If it doesn't get set up on turn 1, it's not really working so hot. So that should help with the consistency of finding Guzma and Hala on that first turn. Another thing, I am not sure if this is the right way to go about it, but I am running 2 copies of Tapu Lele to search for supporter. The reason I say I'm not sure if it's the right way to go about it is because the moment I get my setup online, Tapu Lele is worthless. And all of a sudden, all basic Pokemon have no abilities, or all Pokemon in general have no abilities. So I might be handicapping myself, but the main point is just to have additional cards that I could draw on turn 1 in order to get my stuff going. For a little bit of control, if I need like more Shuffle supporters or something like that, this would be the first card to go. I thought I'd capitalize on the energy discard and add in Crushing Hammer. This lets you flip a coin if heads discard an energy. It needs the coin flip in order to be fair, otherwise this card would be insane, because you get to choose the exact energy you want discarded from your opponent's stuff. Couple adventure bags to help get our tools out of there, and a card that I have seen quite a lot, but I haven't really thought of it to be super useful compared to what other people have seen. But I thought I'd give it a go. We've got Acrobike, which lets you look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one in your hand, and discard the other card. So a little high risk, high reward, because if the top 2 cards of your deck are really good, you're discarding one of them. Figure it out. And yeah, that is the whole deck setup there for my take on Ultra Necrozma. So in the next episode, we will give it a shot and see how it runs.